Right now at 4:30, after weeks of questioning, will he or won't he, former President Donald Trump says he will not be showing up for the first Republican primary debate this week. And this comes as Trump now faces a total of 91 charges from 4 criminal cases.
Let's go ahead and bring in Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes for insight on how those charges are playing a factor in Trump's presidential campaign. So we know that he's not going to be at that debate. What is his reasoning for it, and is it a smart move politically and legally?
I mean, we're obviously in uncharted territories with all of this. So if the strategist in me would say 100% this is a good strategy to not be on the stage. In this current era, he has a significant lead. I mean, he'd have to do something outside of the scope of what he's already alleged to have done for him to lose that lead. And so I don't think it would make any sense for him to take that stage. It can only make him lose points. And so for sure, I would advise him to avoid it. Normally, you advise your client, any chance you get on an opportunity to get in front of folks and talk, you're saying get on that stage, present your case. So for sure, this is not the time for him to get on that stage at all with 4 pending cases in multiple states, 91 plus charges. No, you don't want to be on that stage.
But he's not going to be on that stage, but he is going to be on the Tucker Carlson stage when he does something on Twitter. That still opens himself up to some legal issues.
Page 2 of the legal book, and obviously it's if I'm advising you and you have this room that you can't get into, we would just want to create another room. So if I can't speak on that stage because I may be open to my opponents attacking me for my legal troubles, then I'll go to a stage where I can control. That's why you've seen them have these town halls where they can control the room. No one else is there. I know the questions you're going to ask me. I'm protected. I can own the room. This is very similar to that. Tucker Carlson is someone that's in the past has given him a safe place to speak, to kind of bounce things off of in terms of in the eye of the public while controlling the narrative. I think that is the perfect place for him to have those types of conversations. Tucker won't ask the deep questions that his opponents would ask him on that debate stage. And so for sure, safe bet. If you have to do a second, that's a great second to do.
And so for the people that are going to be on that stage, what is their strategy without having the top person who's usually, again, we haven't seen a lead like this early in an election, but what do they do? Is it just going to be an all Trump attack, or what would be their strategy?
And that's where this is, again, everything is unconventional, because conventionally, if you're advising a person that's running, you're telling them to not ever mention their opponent's name. I mean, sometimes when I would get folks that would come in the room when I ran for office, they say, listen, don't mention your opponent at all. And it's like, that's the normal strategy. You try to just talk about yourself, mention your record, mention the things that you want to do, and never mention your opponent. But here, I think that's all you could do. They're in a distant second. I mean, most of them, you could probably say they're in 5th or 6th in terms of the lead that the former president has among them. And so there'll probably a lot of them be talking about Trump. You can guarantee Christie will talk about Trump. You'll guarantee Pence will talk about how he's different than Trump, that he stands for the Constitution, and everything that he did was opposite of Trump. And so I think this is a new day for politics, and so this new normal, they'll have to make sure they talk about him. That's the only thing that will kind of suck up all of the oxygen in the room.
Yeah, we're talking about the new normal here, though, because everyone else has been asked to sign this loyalty pledge, but Donald Trump is not. But he's always asked for loyalty for everyone else.
That is that is who he is. The outside people say they like him because he speaks his own truth. And if he doesn't believe that he will support those other individuals, his truth is that, no, I won't sign this pledge. I think that helps him get votes, even though everyone else has signed this. It takes it back to when everyone else was giving their tax returns, and he said, no, I won't give you my tax returns. You want them, you'll go fight for them. I think that's his base. That's what people love about him, and I don't think he's going to change today just because we want him to.
And like you said, nothing is normal about this political season. Khalif, thank you.